Hey guys, hello everyone. How are you all doing? How are you guys doing today? Hope you are just fine. I'm teacher Renata with English Upgrade Training, taking your English and your career, of course, to the next level. Welcome guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. As always, it's a great pleasure to have you here with me for another business English tip. This is the channel where you learn business English tips, expressions, vocabulary, and relevant idioms that you can apply in your day-to-day communication in English. Guys, today we are going to talk about the 6 different ways to say very busy in English. I know you use this idea of very busy quite often in English. We are all busy people, aren't we? We are all super busy these days. So, how can you communicate this idea without having to say just very, very, very busy? There are expressions, there are specific expressions that you can use to express this idea when you are really, really busy in your workplace. So stick with me until the end of this video, until the end of this tip, and you will learn different ways, six different ways to say I'm very, very busy in English.
English Upgrade Training, taking your English to the next level.
Hey guys, hello everyone. How are you? How are things going? How are things going both in your private life and in the workplace? Hope everything has been running smoothly, guys. So, today we are going to talk about different ways to say very, very busy in English. I have a lot of students who want to express these ideas when we are in the class, because of course I always get started in my classes by asking my students, hello guys, how are you all doing? How are things going? How is it going? So they always seem to be pretty busy, and many students, I would say actually most students, just know the word busy in English, so they keep saying I'm very, very, very busy. But instead of repeating that, guys, instead of saying very, very, very busy, there are other interesting expressions that you could be using instead. So today our tip is about that. So the idea to offer you other expressions, other idioms that you can use, not to be repeating yourself. So instead of saying very, very, very busy, you could use an expression to express this idea. Shall we start? Let's get started. Let's jump into it, guys. So have a look at the first set of expressions. You can say it's very hectic. Work has been very hectic these days. Oh, my job is really hectic this week. Hectic, what's hectic? Hectic means agitado ou agitada. So my week is very hectic. A minha semana está muito agitada. Work has been hectic lately. Então, o trabalho tem sido muito agitado ultimamente. This word hectic is a very good option. It's a great option, guys, for you to use instead of repeating very, very, very busy, as I said before. So from now on, you could say hectic. Hectic means agitado. Another option here is it's a madhouse. What's a madhouse? In Portuguese, we say, tá uma loucura. Meu trabalho tá uma loucura. Essa semana tá uma loucura. So how can you say this loucura? It's a madhouse. Work is a madhouse these days. Work has been a madhouse these days. So these are two ways to communicate this idea of being super busy, being really, really busy. You can say it's hectic or it's a madhouse. Of course, here, guys, in these two expressions, we are talking about your schedule, your work, your job, your life, your activities, not about yourself. You wouldn't use hectic like I'm hectic. No, my life is hectic these days. Or work has been hectic. Work is a madhouse these days. So do you see? We are going to use hectic and madhouse to refer to things, not about yourself. All right? So let's have a look at the other options, the other expressions, guys. Right, good. So the next expression is I'm swamped. So let me repeat it back to you. I'm swamped. Can you repeat that? Swamped. Swamped means atolado. Eu tô atolado de trabalho. So if you want to say that, you could say I'm swamped. Another option, I'm tied up this week. I'm really tied up this week. So tied up means the same idea as swamped. Eu tô atolado, eu tô aqui afundado em trabalho. So I'm swamped or I'm tied up. Tied up. So because of the preposition, we are going to connect these two words. We are going to link these two words and you are going to say I'm tied up. I'm tied up. Another very common expression in English, guys, is I'm up to my ears in work. I think in Portuguese we use something like eu tô até o pescoço, né? Tô até o pescoço de trabalho. In English we use your ears. I'm up to my ears in work. So, you know, work is here and you are really up to your ears in work. So that's another expression. Or you could even say, I've got a lot on my plate. Your plate é o prato mesmo que a gente come, que a gente põe a comida para comer. So, when you say in English, I've got a lot on my plate these days, what I'm saying is that I have so much to do. I'm overloaded. I'm up to my ears in work. I'm swamped these days, right? So all these expressions are equivalent, okay, guys? They are all equivalent. They are very similar expressions. You could either say, I'm swamped, I'm tied up, or I'm up to my ears in work. I've got a lot on my plate. Have you ever heard these expressions before? All right, I'm not sure, but if you pay attention in TV shows, Netflix TV shows or movies, this is a very natural and native-like expressions, guys. All these expressions are supernatural, are very native-like. I'm sure if you really pay attention, you are going to hear this very often in movies, TV shows, and anything, videos on YouTube. So you're going to hear this very often. So just start paying attention to these expressions, okay, guys? In movies, I hear all the time, she's got a lot on her plate, or I'm sorry, but I've got a lot on my plate these days. So this is good expressions again to communicate, to express the idea of being super busy. The first two, as I said, you refer to things, and the other four expressions in the second set of expressions you can use to speak about yourself. All right, good, clear. Is that clear, guys? Is that crystal clear? I hope so. In the next part of this video, in the next slide, I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to show you some sentences in context so you can have a better understanding of these expressions in English. All right, guys, moving on to the examples, to the sentences in context now. Let's have a look at them. The first sentence, guys, the past few weeks have been really hectic. Remember, agitado, hectic. The past few weeks have been really hectic. Muito agitado. So, as you can see, I'm using hectic referring to the past few months, not to talk about myself, but to talk about my life, my work, things in general. So the past few months have been really hectic. The second sentence, the next example, guys, my department is a madhouse these days. My department is a madhouse these days. Tá uma loucura. Meu departamento tá uma loucura. Work is a madhouse these days. My life is a madhouse these days. So it's a good way to say that in English. So you have these two expressions, hectic and a madhouse, in context here. Moving on to the third example, guys, they've been completely swamped with the new customers this week. So they've been completely swamped with new customers this week. It's a good problem to have, isn't it, guys? When you have new customers, you have a lot of work, a lot of requests, a lot of demands. So they've been completely swamped. Eles estão atolados, totalmente atolados. Tied up. Let's see an example with the expression tied up. We are tied up with the auditing. We are tied up with the auditing. So let's take this example. This week, there is an auditing, a very important auditing in our company. So we are tied up, we are tied up with the auditing. Sorry, but I'm up to my ears. I'm up to my ears in work at the moment. I'm really sorry, but I'm up to my ears in work at the moment. So this is another expression, up to my ears, used in a sentence here. And finally, the last expression, being a manager, a father, and a student means I've got a lot on my plate. So why does this guy have a lot on his plate? Because he's a manager, a father, and a student. He's probably taking a course and he's been studying very hard lately. He's been working a lot lately. He's been busy at work with his family lately. So all of that is too much for this person. So being a manager, a father, and a student means I've got a lot on my plate. I've got a lot on my plate these days. Here, guys, you can see these expressions in sentences in context. And you can see that it's very easy to use. It's very easy to apply these expressions in your day-to-day communication. So I'd like to encourage you, to strongly encourage you to use these expressions the next time you need to say you are very, very busy. And instead of repeating yourself, because very, 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 guys, is for people who don't have a good vocabulary in English, isn't it? People who lack a great vocabulary in English. But here you are following this channel. You've been following my YouTube channel. You've been learning these business English tips. That's a different situation for you. You can try different vocabulary, you can learn different expressions, and you can take your English to the next level. Hope you liked, guys. Hope you liked these expressions. Hope you enjoyed learning these new ideas, having these new ideas to communicate this expression, the idea of being very busy in English. And most important, I hope you start using it immediately in your communication. Thanks again, guys. Thanks again for being here with me, for keeping me company in my YouTube channel, for following these videos. Thanks for sharing videos with your colleagues, and hope to see you soon in one of my next videos or in one of my online classes or online courses. It's a pleasure, guys, to help you out. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.